Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Warthunder with Jiffy. As always, I'm Jiffy. This is Jiffy's Gaming. We're gonna kick this bad boy off by getting our daily reward. We're gonna start there. See what we get. Give me a 15% and give it to me. Yeah, there we go. And of course, with that, we got chat. We got Timo saying hello. LLPS saying yo. Yo, LLPS. Hello, Timo. And F16 saying hello. Hello, F16. Or H2O, whichever you'd like to be called. Waterman. Good evening, hi. And how are all of you this wonderful afternoon on a Friday? Hopefully, the weather and times find you all well, doing well, and in good spirits and in good health. Now, okay, I'll change back to F16. Now, you can be whatever you want to be, H2O. You want to be called H2O, I'll call you H2O. I don't care. Does not bother me in the least bit. Just going up War Thunder. I'm good. This is my free day. Well, that's outstanding, LLPS. I'm glad to hear it. That is outstanding. No, F16 is better. Oh, shoot, it's high. Oh, yeah. No. Oh, no. You've been discovered. You've been discovered, my friend. All right, let's see. Hello, F16. How you doing? Well, hi, while you're booting it up, I'm going to run one real quick then, bud. And then I'll be right back in and I'll snag you up. I think I want to do tanks today because I'm good. Give me 3 minutes and I'll be F16 again. Fair enough. I'll hold you to it. Are you sure it hasn't been taken while you've been gone, though? You never know. It's a good idea and very nice, yes. First one to die is in defeat. Well, that's an interesting statement to start off War Thunder. Not surprising, but an interesting statement nonetheless. I like feet. I'm very attached to mine. Oh boy. I have finished grinding my first JED. Jet. Oh, jet, right? Yes. Well, very nice. Oh, shoot. I waited 8 days to change my name again. I have to, or you have to wait 8 days. Oh boy. Like I said, YouTube doesn't want you to be wishy-washy about it. They're like, listen, this is an extremely important decision. Can't just have you, being wishy-washy about it. Just a warning, Jeffy, I haven't played tanks for 2 months. So I will be very rusty. Listen, I haven't played tanks in at least like 12 hours, and I'll probably be very rusty as well. So don't you worry about it at all, hi. Now I have to live as water, damn. Oh. No. You chose to be water. So you must have liked something about it.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
That's where I saw a flash down there. No. The little guy's down there somewhere, making the rounds. Killed an M10. But where is he? But where is he?
Attention to the map!
Doggone it. I missed him by just a second there, didn't I?
Armor piercing, loaded!
Yep, and somebody else got him for it. See, this is where I can usually rely on Smith's eyes. His eyes are a bit better than mine, a bit younger than mine. It makes all the difference.
Attention to the map! Attention to the designated grid square! Attention to the map!
Thanks for calling me young. No problem, Smith. No problem. His less senile eyes, we'll say, are better for spotting.
Aircraft, 10 o'clock, range!
What do you think? You think I can shoot him down?
Roger, advancing. Enemy forces have captured that zone. Just down. Armor piercing, loaded. The Allied forces have captured a zone.
Oh, I critted him. Yeah, buddy. I can't use the Sherman for what it's actually meant for. You know, a tank to kill tanks. But if you give me aircraft to kill, I'm here for it.
Our victory is near. Aircraft, 11 o'clock. Range, 800.
Oh god, I went quiet over here. All quiet on the western front, as they say. Are they basically done? Like, what is happening here? And you know what I can do? I can reverse. And even though it's not the best plan, in fact, it's probably a bad plan, I can at the very least kind of look over here. I don't know. I don't see anything happening anywhere. You got to around 36 degrees Celsius this week? Good lord, that sounds warm. If I think I want the rain, send some over. Is that how rain works? I can ship it 2 days shipping or overnight shipping. Look at this. As I come out of my position, the entire crew that was on sea gets overrun, which means now there's going to be an abundance of idiots going to sea. And my idiot self came out of the spot. And they're taking... I have all the patience in the world when it doesn't help me. And none when it's desperately needed.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Now what I'm hoping is that they'll come out and push up here, right?
Attention to the map.
And if they do that, I can jump them going through.
Designated grid zone. Attention to the designated grid zone.
If they don't do that and they go to my right, I can hopefully pull out and gun them down, but and if they just stay tucked into the city or tucked into the town on the point, then, well, then I'm being patient for nothing again. Take a spot and then you hunker
The
down.
enemy has most of the strategic zones. Attention to the designated grid zone.
Tank coming behind me. That's one of my own.
Attention to the designated grid square. Attention to the designated grid zone. Attention to the designated grid zone.
This is amazing.
Most of the zones are under enemy's control.
Not most of, all of the enemy zones, basically. Oh no, he sees me.
Armor piercing, loaded.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
I'm gonna get pinched.
Attack the A point. Attention to the map.
Yep. I'm gonna get pinched and I'm gonna get killed. Panther behind me, Cheeto in front of me. That was straight up doo-doo. Lord, y'all are yucking it up in here. I have to catch up with chat.
The Allied forces have captured a zone.
well.
Attention to the designated grid square! Attention to the map! Attention to the designated grid zone!
Of course. 2 1,000-pound bombs don't somehow take out a Cheeto. Perfect. I think I dropped him short. I didn't see the Panthers. I don't know where the Panther went.
We are losing.
I would assume somewhere to the outer defenses. Somewhere where he could. Oh, wow. They really did come back. Absolutely wrecked this whole crew. I don't see the Panther, so I'm going to guess that the Panther is somewhere back in here. Dead or alive, I'm not really sure which, but... one has to assume alive and just waiting for someone to come slamming into here at high speed. I don't think I can even capture it before we lose control anyways. Even if I do, they're taking A faster than I'm taking C.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Yeah, I gotta capture at least. Howdy y'all, howdy Tin, how are you, buddy? Hopefully everyone's doing well today.
If we don't do something fast,
Yeah, all this
the
match is
enemy
already
will win.
over, so. Womp womp. Good idea. I've finished grinding my first jet. Shoot, I have to wait 8 days. Just warning, Jiffy, I haven't played tanks. Yeah, I knew that one there. Yeah, now I have to be live as water. You're doing tanks? Yeah, I'm doing tanks, Smith. But you can be what you want nowadays, so F-16 choose to change to water. You weren't supposed to tell him I'm F-16 and microwave tea. Listen, you know, your reputation precedes you, as they say. All right. I've joined you high, and I'm readied up whenever you're ready. But H2O would never dare to use the microwave, right? Not for tea, that's for certain. I just call me H2O for now, LOL, but I'll change it back to F-16 when I can. What BR Jiffy second? Oh, sort my loadout. Sorry, it's 4.7. Sorry about that. Thanks for calling me young, says Smith. How's life in Canada? Cold. I wish it was cold over here. It hasn't rained in about at all around for 2 months. Wow. So at its peak, the summer, it was 32 degrees Celsius, which is considered a heat wave in Canada. It got to around 36 degrees Celsius this week in England. We've had too much rain. That's H2O. Well, I mean, that's why you changed to H2O, isn't it? Is there ever so much thing as a too much rain, though? Too much water? I guess. I mean, there was that one flood, right? Where they had to build the boat for all the animals.
Driver ready. Gunner ready. Loader ready.
Shall we split the rain? Yes, please. Yeah. Y'all need rain that bad, huh? Next day delivery, please. Can't make promises about the weather. I prefer same day shipping, says the LPS. The high says, but it's after the cut of time, so it has to be next day. True. How bad is your rain situation? High. For me, over here, crops are being destroyed, roads are flooded, over bridges are collapsing. Etc. The ground is hard as a rock, the grass is all dead. We are officially in a drought. So we have hose pipe bans in place. And there are a few wildfires happening. Wow. Does England get wildfires often, or is that like a super rare thing? Yeah, that's rough. Listen, and Canada, you know, H2O will definitely be able to tell you about Canada. Canada gets all of the forest fires. So I'm sure he can tell you all about that. Grass and trees are beautiful and growing well here. The ground is soft. Yeah, I bet it is if you're getting a lot of rain. You are just showing off now. Howdy, y'all. Doing well. I'm glad to hear that, Tim. Glad to hear you're doing well. When the rain returns, depending... Oh. Shoot. I would not like to be sideways for too long. I think, can I climb that? Oh, I can't climb that from the side? I thought I could climb it from the side. Well, I misjudged that, didn't I? I don't see anybody running out to the right, so at least that should be something.
The Allied forces have captured a zone. Gramercy. Bravo. Just keep it up, and victory will be ours. Allied forces have captured a zone.
Hoping to catch that guy, but I guess not. Are you kidding me? Almighty L3 says, hello, Almighty L3, how are you today? Oh my gosh, the entire thing has been pushed all the way back to their spawn. I've done absolutely nothing. I've been unable to get even into the fight. These guys are basically about done with this match. Might as well just read chat while I drive. Next day delivery. Weather. The rain.
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
Great, just unlocked the Ho-Ri and got first place the last 3 matches with it. This thing is a, I'm gonna assume awesome. The cutout there. That's awesome, man. Everyone's been playing the Japanese line of late to get the Ho-Ri, so can't say that I blame everyone. I mean, you know, they're gonna take something off the market. You might as well get it while you can. Game's like, you're in the enemy detectable zone. Yeah, I know. I know, game. But even at this point here, even a death would give me some points. Womp womp. You don't say. There's 4 players left.
Armor piercing! Loading!
A little more effort, and victory will be ours.
Oh gosh, I wish it was cold. It hasn't rained at all for 2 months at its peak. It's 32 degrees, which is considered heat. In Canada, I got up to around 36. So we split the rain next day. The ground is hard as a rock. When the rain returns, depending on, oh Lord, it jumps on me. Every time it does this, it jumps on me. When the rain returns, depending if I'm home, I will just lay down and get rained on. The nicest feeling in the world. Yeah, it's not too bad sometimes to get nice, you know, to get soaked up by the rain every once in a while. Okay, I'll stop. Rain is nice though when it's not this much. It's not here in Tennessee. Oh, it's hot here in Tennessee. Yeah, well, it's hot here in Texas too. But then again, it's always hot here in Texas. So, in Tennessee. I'm not sure how Tennessee's weather's been recently. I'm surprised you're not doing planes. Well, I'm sorry, Smith. I hate to surprise you. Since Canada is somewhat large country, I'd say it's a large country. Where I am, there's floods and heavy rains, tornadoes, etc. But in Alberta, there's wildfires again, and wind is carrying the smoke hundreds of kilometers. The wildfires have already taken a couple of lives. I believe 21 souls were lost while fighting the fires, as well as destroying a whole Native American village. And hello from the Almighty. And he was just saying, I'm great. I just unlocked the Ho-Ri and got it. First place. The thing is a nuke printer. Oh, well, that's awesome. I'm glad you like it. Nuke printer. If you couldn't see it since it cut off. Got it. Well, I did nothing. Only got an assist. I mostly just shot you. Yeah, no, hey, trust me. Me and you were in the same boat on that one. That's the problem when the battles are that one-sided, one way or the other, right? Either it's so one-sided that you get just one shot and then you get spawn camped, or, you know, it goes the opposite way in which you can't even keep up with the battle because your tanks aren't even fast enough. Because they're killing them so fast. That's brave sitting up there like that, but not terribly smart. Well, that little mother trucker. Good. Aw. Don't get me wrong, it was good that the M24 took advantage of that, but it's not for me because it took a possible kill from my booty. That's one. Whoa, right down there, for sure. Unreal.
Armor piercing.
Unreal again.
Target destroyed. Armor piercing loaded.
Attention to the map.
Where are you gonna go, buddy? Critical.
Armor piercing loaded.
He is making the run. Oh, love of Christ.
Armor piercing loaded.
Where you at, T-34? Took care of your KV-1, buddy. You sent out here to get me.
Armor piercing, loaded.
There's another one. Found a small pocket to be in for the moment. They stopped moving, which means bad things, bad juju, my friends. I'm more concerned about the stupid T-34 that was over here, but...
20, height 100 meters.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Point blank range. Hi. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? Who are you thinking about? Who are you supposed to be?
Armor piercing, loaded.
Yeah, buddy.
Request tech assist.
I think the T-34 is already out of A, so that should just stop it being neutral. And they should stop capturing it. Should I risk it for the biscuit? I could. Why not? God hates a coward. Well, not great. All right.
Air.
It's cuddle time.
0, height 1,000 meters.
We're all gonna cuddle in here. Faster I can get these. I need to actually be ahead of Smith because with his ability to get more points from his Warthunder premium account, I definitely need to get more points while he's out. Oh, bomb incoming. No. I thought for certain we were about to have mail.
Aircraft, 12 o'clock.
Air 150, height 500 meters.
All right. I'm gonna get the truck on out. Oh, okay. Firefly's gun is a nasty thing.
Roger that.
Should I actually advance though? I suppose I could, but is it worthwhile to is the question.
Attack the B point.
You've got mail. Oh Lord, get down here. What did you, how did you?
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
This is a not so good circumstance to be in here.
Request target for airstrike.
I'll shield you. There you go. Maybe? No, I guess I can't really do it, can I? I was like, man, can I daisy chain this? But it doesn't look like I can. Unfortunately, old boy is on his own. Or maybe I can get him. I don't know. Maybe the Sherman's a little bit heavier than the Crusader. We'll see. Oh Lord, backwards here is not the deal, huh? No. How far back do I have to go? Are you kidding me? It broke.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Oh, it won't let me. It keeps breaking right there. Nah, I press the connect button and then it breaks. It breaks as soon as I get like a weird line of sight thing there. And it won't let me actually do it. From where? Oh, KV2 took out 2 people. To my right? It is of the so very strange. Where? I don't see him. He's the last guy left alive, so.
A solo effort and victory will be ours.
Okay, slamming it into me does not help. He's on this side. Or at least he was. Over there. Be aware. He's behind that wall. He's behind this wall straight ahead of us. Or he was, so. Unless there's a ditch that allows him to move in a different way that I'm not aware of.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
I guess he is to the left.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Sure. Either he just wasn't going to contest it, or I don't know. Weird. But whatever. Came in for the big save there. It was a pretty good run for us. I stayed in the Sherman Firefly that whole time, too. W. That was a W run right there, huh? I was pretty thrilled with it. I must ban the word microwave. Banned. Gone forever. You are poking the bear, H2O. Yeah, you, tell him, Tin. Tell him. Microwave and tea, brother? I know. I still don't understand why microwave and tea is a crime to the British. I do it every time my tea is cold, says H2O. The bear has been poked. That's what Canadians do, though, to be fair. They just run around the woods poking bears. All right, I've readied up, my friend, whenever you are ready. I may just ban the word microwave. But why the fuck would you do that? That was a horrible run. Oh, I had a good run on that one. Everything else up to that point had been bad. K9 says, yo, K9, how are you today, buddy? Hopefully finding yourself in good spirits on a Friday afternoon here, or evening, depending on where you are. Okay, what if we ban Canada instead? I think that would not go over that well. Oh, is this a better shot right here? 190, 126. And then what about this here? This is, yeah, it's better. Total velocity. Yeah. Well, alright, and then, of course,
Attention to the designated
I
grid
guess
square.
spawn right here. I'm going to spawn probably to the right.
Button up. Ready. Loader ready. Armor piercing. Locked in.
Okay, what if we ban Canada? Okay, 9. I can ban any word I want. Same as usual. How's the grind? Well, yesterday the grind was rough. Me and Smith had a rough time of it. But today, so far me and High are doing alright. Had a couple of rough games, but this one has been, or the last one anyways, was a little bit better. I can ban any word I want. Same as, oh, sorry. YouTube moderator allows him to ban any word he wants. This is true. Whoa, to the right. I hit him and took his barrel, so, or took the, whatever it is, the breach. So he's gotta repair. Oh, sorry, Indians, not Canadians. I forgot the country.
We've been hit.
Well, That's not very nice.
Thank you.
I'm not even sure where I'm going to hit from at this point.
Loader unconscious.
Yeah. Careful, Hi. Don't endanger yourself over me, because these guys are about to be crawling up the front of us here. You see them here? Cheeto or whatever. Thank you. There we are. That's the cannon breach. And that's the tank. Unfortunately, for me, that also is... Well, that's not good. Who else in the world is hitting me? There. Critical. Took the gunner. And there's that. Oh, I'm sorry. God, that guy's got to be pretty upset, probably. Somebody else was machine gunning me off. Thank you again. Hi. To our left, something going on? I don't know. Yep. I have a feeling that was to the left. Yeah, directly to the left. Panzer. Careful. Well, sorry, India. I'm not Indian. Give it 50 years. Bad news, LPS, yeah? Hey, hello, Jiffy. Hey, Cuervo, how are you today? And what's the bad news, LPS? What the news, LPS? Oh, okay. Well, that's what H2O said. My shovel broke. Oh, no. Oh, no. Wholly useless spawn protection. Agreed. Bye-bye.
Attention to the designated grid square.
My pilot decided to take a nap, which is never fun. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not good news at all. Oh, in fact, that's even worse news right there. Cartwheel. Sorry, I got a severe warning alert popped up on my phone telling me that there is a high risk of wildfires only area. Oh, actual bad news. I paused the live and started talking at me. Well, yeah, no, that's good. I mean, it's safe, right? It's a safety feature, I'm sure, probably to get you to pay attention to things, because people will walk out in the middle of traffic, you know what I'm saying, playing Pokemon Go. So, you know, I know that you wouldn't do that, but, you know, the average person is not that smart.
Aircraft. 5 o'clock. Hey.
Bad news is that this Zero is probably going to come dropping in on my parade. Good night. Pinch, so just the guy straight up apparently. Yeah, you wanted to dive on us. Not today, son. Box. Dude wants to just kind of wear us down, be up, way up high. Or possibly coming from a spot that I can't really watch him at. I can't really come at him from.
Attention to the map.
Well, I can just barely put the artillery over there.
Coordinates. Golf. 4. Destroy.
Attention to the map. Attention to the map.
Thank you very much.
Target hit.
Attention to the
I got a hit on him.
zone. Attention to the designated grid square.
Aircraft. 9 o'clock. Aircraft. 7 o'clock. Lines. 2,000. Aircraft. 9 o'clock.
Hi, we got 2 coming in out where my weapon is pointed. If that guy's not coming down, severe damaged him. Second one, straight out where the last one came from. It's coming in right now. Looks like an SB2. Like a Dauntless. Maybe an SBD3. I can't hit any shots. That's alright, man. Listen, I'm not really great with this weapon either.
Attention to the designated grid square.
I'm beating him enough. Get out of here. That wasn't me telling you to get out of here. That was
Defend the A point.
me yelling at that aircraft, by the way. You didn't have to leave. Wait, where did he get shot from?
Attention to the designated grid square. Attention to the map.
Oh no. Lost track of him there. I put another hit on him, but not enough to get rid of him.
I'm sorry.
Hi, Xavier Prince. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Hey, Biggie Yep, how are you doing?
Attention to the designated grid zone.
Attention to the designated grid square. Attack the A point.
Attack the A point.
Artillery strike.
Artillery on A.
Charlie. 3. Destroy.
3. I got it. I got it. 3. Destroy. 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 3.
Open fire.
I guess there really isn't anything to do in this thing, huh? Alright.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
Attention to the map! Attention to the designated grid zone.
Over there somewhere. Sebastian says car. Yeah, car.
Hera! 090! Flight! 1,000 meters!
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win. Allied forces have captured a zone.
Need cover! Attention to the designated grid square.
Aw. Show broke. Sorry, got some tell me. Oh, actual bad news. I paused the line and started talking to me. Feinler says, "Yo, Feinler, how you doing, Feinler? Yo, bros, yo, Biggie, up. Hi, I got it too. I thought Russians were invading, and it's about time, right? Just kidding, of course." Oh, you know what? Definitely get the engine upgrade, but the next thing I actually need to do. Sure, Firefly, that's good now. And then the filters probably be good to get next. And then I actually have to switch out the aircraft. Now that I'm looking at it. How about that? Emblem of the Polish Land Forces. Nice. Yeah. Oh, Halifax. Okay, and that's it, right? Yeah. Ready and up? I'm ready. All right. Tell me there's a high risk of wildfire. I got to at the Russian ring. I was very confused. It was on about wildfires. We got the trees for that type of fire. We ain't got. Oh, I said we ain't got the type of trees for that fire. I got it when watching another Warthunder streamer. Oh, I'm researching the BR9 tank now. That's pretty cool, man. Hi, Xavier. Hi, Xavier. How you doing, buddy? Hi, Sebastian. Hi, Sebastian. I'm OP and SPA. How is everyone? If y'all are still here from earlier, hopefully y'all are doing real well. Hopefully y'all aren't getting wildfire notifications like the boys in England. Bye, Timo. Bye, Timo. Have a good one, man. Thanks for stopping in. Falcon is lit. Yeah, the Falcon is pretty. It's a pretty good tank, huh? Definitely can't get back in time to get capture B, so not gonna worry about that. Where that goes out there. Got him. Oh, that came from the left. I don't think we're out to the left out here. Just think of that thing.
Armor piercing! Loading!
Yeah, behind the rock, I saw him. He's got one stupid little rock that he can use the object 223 with to help him.
Attention to the map.
Oh, good. I basically just got out of the spawn and got caught with a couple of rockets for myself, for my troubles. Good times had by all, as they say.
Aircraft! 9 o'clock! Range 1800!
Not quite.
Attention to the map.
Yeah.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Aircraft! 9 o'clock!
Attention to the map.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
Good lord. Well, last time I was hitting all my shots. This time, I'm hitting none of my shots.
Thank you very much. Attention to the designated grid zone.
Aircraft! 9 o'clock! Reverse!
Thank you very much.
Allied forces have captured the zone. Allied forces have captured a zone. Aircraft! 8 o'clock! Range 1100!
Oh, that's not great.
Attention to the map.
I've been pretty bad in this one. There. Hi. Not been great. Sorry, I should have left it. Oh, no. Trust me, I was missing every shot. I couldn't hit a boat if I fell. I couldn't hit water if I fell out of a boat right now. So, don't feel bad. I was locked in last game. This game, not so much. Enjoy next game? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, El Cuervo.
Attention to the map!
Jeez. Sad part is I've already died twice without really doing anything, so if I die a third time, I'd probably be out. So I was hoping to get some plane kills with this thing, but no joy, as they say.
Allied forces
No
have captured
joy.
the zone.
Yeah, we'll get you next game, Raven, for sure. Oh, one plane out there coming in. I got a critical hit on him. Don't know if it's enough to finish him, but it was a critical nonetheless. There he is. Dirt nap.
Target hit.
Oh, outstanding. Woo!
Enemy forces have captured the zone.
The crazy thing is that we own 2 out of the 3 spots, but we are like low on people.
Attention to the map. Defend the sea point.
Attention to the map.
Attack the sea point.
Aircraft. Eingeklug.
Attention to the map.
Oh, he's going after the bomber. That's why. Yep.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
That was literally it. He came out here to do just that and leave. Right? Dirty. That's what I say. Dirty.
Attention to the map.
Well.
Allied forces have captured a zone. A little more effort and victory will be ours.
Attention to the map. Attention to the designated grid zone. Attention to the map. Attention to the designated grid square.
The life of AA, yeah? Nothing really happening for minutes on end. I know. But, on a positive note, looks like we're going to win this one. Nice. Somebody took him out. Somebody knocked him out anyways. Get him out of here! As they say. Alrighty. Alright, if you want to grab old Raven, if you'd be so kind. Hopefully y'all got a chance to see the new short there on how to land a 4-engine plane at 400 kilometers per hour. It was a masterpiece. 1 second. Oh, sure. What's his name? It's Raven. It's old Raven or El Cuervo, but it's Raven in here in the thing there. Yeah, Raven dash L. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he put it in chat. Are you gonna play at 4-2? LOL. Yeah, no. This is me time to play, Smithies. Unfortunately, like I said, that's why I play right now, because 4 will be too late for me. For my crazy self. I guess Raven with an R4VEN. Boo! Yes, I know. The extended boos. Oh, so many boos. And some of you in the not boos. Invite sent. All right. Thank you, hi. Did you get it, Raven? I did not. Oh, all right. Well, if you want to hand over lead to me, you can. Hi, and I can try to get him. Sometimes the game is a little quirky about things. You know, one can never really tell why. If not, I'll let Jeffy sort it out. Yeah, you can let me sort it out. No big to do. Oh, well, he's in. Well, this is probably not going to work with, like, Russia and Germany. Oh, okay. Never mind. You were coming back to UK, my bad. Did not know. Got a few left in me to run. I haven't got my 4.0, 4.7 Germany set up. Oh, yeah. That's actually a pretty decent lineup, though, isn't it? Isn't that the Yag Tiger? No, maybe not the Yag Tiger. The Yag Panzer. And the Yag Panzer 38, maybe. I think 4.7 for the Germans is a couple of tank destroyers, if I remember correctly, but it's a couple of decent ones. Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, why are we waiting? We're waiting on Raven. Raven, ready up whenever you're ready, buddy. I'll give it another minute and then I'll bump it out, I guess. Maybe Raven didn't realize he'd actually gotten into the group. I don't know. He has just left us. Right? Joined the group and then left. Womp womp. Can I join next match? I gotta do something first. Yeah, sure, LLPS. Of course. Well, all right, Raven, I'm gonna have to kick you for now, buddy. Whenever you get back, throw me a heads up, and I'll send you another invite, buddy. Good grief, you are poor in the SL department? Dude, I am always poor in the SL department. That's the bad thing, right? Just sitting there, broke as all get up in the SL department. Y'all can hear me, right? I'm hoping I'm just talking to myself.
Positions. Ready up.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. All right. All right. I'm trying to make sure because I did mention, yeah, I did say hey to Raven, like kind of letting him know, like, hey. So I just want to make sure, like, you know, he didn't like mistakenly think that he hadn't gotten into the group or whatever, and then couldn't hear me or whatever. You know, you never know. I'd hate for there to be, you know, any kind of hard feelings over a misunderstanding or anything. You all are my peeps. Oh, what happened? Internet went out as soon as I got in. That's some crazy timing. Well, I'll tell you right now, I can't move further than that spot right there. I get jammed up. I don't, unless, okay, that guy can't move any further than there either. What's, right? Okay. So, okay, Oak River. Well, that's fine, money. I was just wondering. I'm like, man, what happened? Like all of a sudden he wanted in. We fought to get in, and then like, you know, you're in, and then boom, gone. Like, nah, just kidding. Oh no. Yeah, I know. Haha. Okay. So I was feeling bad. I'm like, man, I don't know what happened. What did I? Must have done something.
Advance. Roger that. Advancing.
Thanks.
Oh my god, right there.
Tank. 11 o'clock. Range. 600.
How far? 600, Playboy. Dial them in.
Armor piercing. Locked it.
That was the good news. The bad news is that everything after that, everything forward to this position, kind of puts me in a S show of a spot.
Attention to the map.
Advance. Roger. Advancing.
Attention to the map.
Way out there? Whoa. Oh, okay. Well, surprise, surprise. Or as a surprise to no one.
Attention to the map.
The enemy is winning. We're on counterattack.
Attention to the designated grid square. Attention to the map.
Tank, 12 o'clock. Range, 700.
Oh god, at all. I know I'm gonna run right back out here in front of that stupid Panzer and his boyfriend. That's all that's gonna happen here. Yep.
The enemy is winning. We've got the counterattack.
I didn't realize this thing counted as a light tank.
Tank, 12 o'clock. Range, 400.
One right here? No, there's that one right there.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
Well, that's probably not great, huh, for my lifetime.
Target hit. Tank, 12 o'clock. Range, 350. Target hit. Allied forces have captured a zone.
Didn't realize there was a second one. That wasn't that great, but tis what it is.
1 o'clock. Range 700. Tank 1 o'clock. Range 400. Target hit.
Aw. Aw. That's it. You've got mail. It was a fun time while it lasted. You've got mail. That's right. And you indeed do have mail.
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
Night, night, son. Is there anything actually on A? Hopefully there's still people on A. I haven't just dropped these all to no avail. Oh Lord. Hit! That's right. Hit!
The enemy is winning. We must counterattack.
Yes, yes. Internet went out of time. Crazy, I know. Just the good old third world internet. El Cuervo, I didn't think you were in the third world. LLPS says Tiny Tim's or Uncle Tom's. They are IRL rockets in Warthunder. Yeah. TP is broke on purpose. He doesn't want to play high tier. That's right. How else can I get out of spamming rockets or missiles and jets? Easy peasy. Don't have any SL to buy any top tier planes, tanks, or anything else. And then do this pull straight up. Go straight into the landing gear and the flaps up. Flaps down, should say. And we've bled enough speed to where now we can just make a nice comfortable landing. Anything good for dinner? Anyone? What is for dinner? We had meatloaf yesterday, and I love meatloaf, so that was pretty good yesterday. Salmon and veggies. I'm not a salmon guy. Like whitefish, not a big salmon guy though. Salmon is too fishy for me. I don't know why. It just is. And I realize that's kind of an oxymoron, right? Like, well,
We no longer have the advantage.
they're all third word, tag team.
This time the enemy has proven stronger.
I was just watching someone.
Draw.
I was just watching something about shells and Era acquired new information. You've got Malia hit. Anything good for dinner? Anyone? Salmon and veggies. It does sound good though. I really wish I could actually get into salmon. Because I do like haddock. I do like catfish. But I, for whatever reason, have never been able to get into the whole salmon thing. Concept 3. Get the Mark 4 shot. Oh, where's that collected? Ooh. Got the old Loadmaster. Alright, let me throw some invites out. Oh god, game, what are you doing? I can see him, and yet for some reason it keeps doing all that. Invite to squad. I think in the squadron. I think LLPS is actually in the squadron. Heck yeah. Invite to the squad. Alrighty. Should be a full run from there. Germany is the main country if you want to do a main country. Other than that, small countries or whatever. It's fine. It's good. It's all good. Okay, game. I selected that like 5 minutes ago. That was fun. And we're all readied up. Boop, boop. Let's see for sure. I'm going to go down to C. Salmon baked, nice. Smoked haddock is the best kind of fish. See, I love haddock. Fried haddock is mine, but I can do smoked. I don't mind smoked. Smoked haddock, anything really haddock related. Haddock, what is the other one that's super light like that? Oh my gosh. Why can't I think of the name? There's haddock, there's catfish. Catfish is actually pretty similar to haddock. And halibut. Halibut is the other one that I really like too. Right? I think it's halibut. Or am I not thinking right? Maybe I'm not thinking right. I know haddock is really good. Cod, sorry. Sorry, cod is the other one. Like, it's super similar. I was just kidding about third world, LOL. But sometimes the internet feels like, hey, trust me, sometimes the internet feels like third world here in Texas, trust me. Especially when certain animals, aka dogs, dig up your line. Like little turds that they are. Apparently, AT&T lines do not do well with being chewed on. Look at that. Panzer IV and this Sherman are basically the same speed. And the STRV is going to come give you a boost. About 2 seconds.
Cover me!
Enemy forces have captured the zone.
Guys, like, what the hell was that about? I had to load armor piercing. I just realized I had the, explosive shells on.
Attack the sea point.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Armor piercing, loaded.
I refuse!
I agree!
Negative. The enemy is winning.
Armor piercing, loaded.
Reloading!
Armor piercing, loaded.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Oh.
Weapon hit.
Don't know quite how, but apparently he could see over it and I couldn't. That's cute, I guess.
I agree.
It's snazzy. Oh well.
Another zone captured, we have the advantage.
Aircraft, 2 o'clock.
Thank you very much. Attention to the designated grid square.
Roger that. Attention to the map.
Please reload faster.
Aims.
That's a critical hit right there. Not bad. If he's willing to hang her up there.
We're winning.
Raven just comes in here, instantly starts carrying the team. That's hilarious. You may have the third world internet, but you got them third world skills too. Yeah, do it. You won't. Well, that was fun.
Sorry!
Oh, he did. You're right, he did.
Another zone captured, we have the advantage.
Nice. You got C just as we're kind of losing B. Kind of work out in our favor. Very sorry, I didn't think I would kill you. Oh god, yeah, no, a fart in the wind could kill that vehicle. And I could be upwind from you.
Enemy forces have captured the zone. Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
What was that skill issue, L? I don't know. What happened?
Air 150. Height 500 meters.
Most of the zones are under control.
Attention to the map!
Fired a bunch of rockets to an SPA and did nothing? Oh. Well, that is a big oof. I will admit I'm not very good with rockets, so. But even with the SPA, you should be able to just, even the area damage, right? Area of effect damage should be enough, probably.
Air 160. Height 500 meters.
Defend the sea point! I agree! Somebody, cover me!
Basically, the Earth is crying for your T crimes.
70. Height 500 meters.
Enemy forces have captured the zone.
Baked potatoes are pretty good in my opinion. I love baked potatoes. You put baked potatoes, like you should put like a fully loaded baked potato. You put like some butter, some chives, some sour cream, cheese. Oh, bacon bits in there. It's unreal. All right, boys, this is gonna be me last one. So ready up when you're ready, and we'll rock and roll. It's raining right now, quite heavy again. Oh, that's not good. That's because you microwave your tea. Basically, the Earth is crying for your tea crimes. Damn, I didn't know Mother Nature would be upset also. Is she by chance British? Of course Britain is Mother Nature. Time for the conversation then. Oh, shoot. Well, so, yeah, we can start that up. So, that series on Horatio Nelson, those two individuals, how do I put this? Are interesting, to say the least. It's indicative of the times. Like, the actual military sections in which we actually cover the And look at that, it stops as I pull up a TN to microwave. Huh? I'm playing, so after this, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, sure. Sure. We can absolutely do it after this. I'm like, where's my hill? That's not my hill. This is my hill. Where Raven is. Get him. Don't let him tell you. I got a hit right there, right here.
High explosives.
Well, that's not great.
Explosive loaded. High explosive loaded.
Attention to the map. Attention to the map. Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Load armor piercing. Armor piercing. Loaded.
Yeah. Well, that's fun. More Chinu and Cheetos. Hey, baby girl. How was your trip? Oh, that's good. How about you? Oh, God. Love you.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
Good. The whole wall is? Did you get one? Should have got one, did you? You should have gotten something.
Attention to
For
the
what?
designated grid square.
The host club, yeah. What you think? Was it? I bet he was. Well, hello.
The enemy has captured most of the strategic zones.
Oh, I tried. Nothing I can do really in this match at all. I ping off them. They just one-shot me. Like, yeah, that was how that was gonna go.
We're losing. Zones are taken by the enemy.
Coordinates. Echo. 2. Destroy.
Bye-bye, wing.
Target hit.
Yak 9, get out of here.
Aircraft. 7 o'clock. 1800.
That's not ideal right there to be reloading when
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
Aircraft. 6 o'clock. Aircraft. 6 o'clock. Aircraft. 7 o'clock.
got one climbing, but this one right here does not seem to be really paying too close attention. Got multiple planes, so the Zero could move in on me at any time.
Aircraft. 7 o'clock. Aircraft. 6 o'clock. 950.
The Allied forces have captured a zone.
Aircraft. 7 o'clock.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Aircraft. 8 o'clock. Range. 1800.
Attack the B point.
Aircraft. 8 o'clock. Range. 1400. Aircraft. 11 o'clock. Range. 1800.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning. We don't have the advantage anymore.
Aircraft. 4 o'clock. Range. 1300. Artillery strike. Coordinates. Golf. 2. Destroy.
You retarded FO.
Target hit.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
Well, nothing I can do once they actually start messing around in there. But yeah. there's evil in the world, then it's you. I may need to give you a 1-second pause if you carry on with these hateful comments. 113. Oh shoot, hide the evidence. Messages have been retracted. I don't know what happened. Anyways, that's going to do it for the gameplay anyways. I'll have a quick conversation about this Horatio Nelson thing. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you. GG's, guys. That was fun. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, El Cuervo. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Y'all are great. But I'll have the conversation real quick about this, about 47 hours of Horatio Nelson history with about 3 hours of actual Horatio Nelson news in it, or actual information in it. So, the first thing, that I want to say about it is that, well, have a good afternoon / evening, Jiffy. You have a good evening as well, guys. F16, H2O, whoever you are now. See you guys. Bye, Raven. Thanks for joining us, man. So, but anyways, so the thing I will say about the documentary that I watched that you set me up with there was that the very first thing I noticed. Who is the guy you talking about? So, Horatio Nelson is a admiral of English legend. He hits major victories against the against Napoleon's fleet at the Battle of the Nile as well as Trafalgar, and basically everywhere he goes, he does nothing but militarily succeed in the seas. I promise I'll be back to F16 after. Not totally gonna give my name up myself. Microwave T. That's what you could come back as. You can come back as Microwave T113. I mean, if you don't have time, you can always speak about it in Discord if you have time. I could probably do it here. I can probably knock it out. It's easier for me to say than to type. It's interesting with the Horatio Nelson thing because what ends up happening is that they go into his life in detail, which is good, right? That's what it's what a autobiography or it's not really an autobiography, but what an actual series of videos on a person should do is they should go into in-depth. But they get into a bunch of side characters and other nonsense that I just couldn't have cared less about, and other concepts as well. So the first thing that just drags me out of the actual documentary is the mention of slavery. So they get into his views on slavery, and they're like, well, he participated in the English. He participated with the English when they were colonial power and they were imperialistic, and he didn't have really super favorable views towards abolitionism. And I'm like, okay, fine, wonderful. What has that got to do with the cost of tea in China? Do they? I don't remember that. Oh God, it's the very first episodes. It's like one of the very first episodes, and they get into it, and they're like, yeah, well, his view on slavery, and I'm like, they go on about it for 20 to 30 minutes, and then to come to find out, he has a very milquetoast, basically, view on slavery. And he doesn't actually own any slaves. And I'm like, so why in the hell are we even talking about slavery? They're like, well, he never piloted he was never the captain of a slave ship. He was never involved in the slave trade. He didn't own any slaves. But they just hammer on and on and on about his few thoughts that he actually posts about it, that he actually puts in his diary about it, which are basically to say, I don't really care. It was almost basically but they had to go on about it for like 30 minutes and be apologetic and act as though it was the worst thing in the world. I'm like, everybody and their mother had either that view or worse during this time period. What are you doing armchair quarterbacking at this point? Like, get out of my face with this nonsense. So that was the issue number one I took with it. They do go into in-depth, and I like this part. They went in-depth into his early career, which, would be much less known. His days as a midshipman, his days as a lieutenant, his first injuries, or when I shouldn't say injuries, his first time when he's wounded, and they get into detail about that. Plus, how barbaric the actual surgery is down in the actual lower decks, which gives you a sense of how horrific the battles are, and how they're wading through just foot deep of blood, and their buddy's remains, and the guy next to you is there 1 second, and his guts are hanging out the next, and it gets into the point where it lets you know, like, hey, look, it's a good thing that war is so terrible, or else we might grow too fond of it. I can't remember the actual phrase, but they get into that, and they just hammer that stupid slavery thing home for like 20 minutes. I'm like, shut up. I don't care. I'm here to watch the story about Horatio Nelson. And then it goes maybe an episode or two, and we come upon this character, and I cannot remember the last name. Emma Hamilton. Emma Hamilton. I keep wanting to say Emma Thompson, but it's not Emma Thompson. It's Emma Hamilton, who is his mistress. And they talk about how, his wife, Fanny, is kind of boring. And it's very light on... Now, his wife, Fanny, they're very kind of... they're actually in a good spot there with how much they cover the wife. They cover the wife a little. They show how faithful she is to him. They show how loving and endearing she is to him. They talk about all of the good sides of Fanny and how loyal she is, even though he's obviously a disloyal piece of crap, right? Like, he's a philanderer, what I'm saying, through and through. Is what it is, what I'm saying? I'm not going to judge the guy for it. Again, that's that time, right? That time period was like a guy had a woman in every port, right? If he was in the Navy, because he never knew when he was going to come home. But they focus in on this Emma Hamilton, who is married to some like older aristocratic guy who he's having this affair with. He's having an affair with this woman, and but the thing is this is the thing that drives me insane. It's a story about Horatio Nelson starring Emma Hamilton, because the Emma Hamilton stuff about his mistress goes on and on and on. They probably could have made 2, maybe 2.5 episodes about the mistress alone. And I'm like, I don't care. Unless you're going to tell me one day that after Emma Hamilton got done sleeping with Horatio Nelson, suddenly she understood the value of a double envelopment and and interlocking fields of fire. Like, unless all of a sudden she inherited that trait, all of a sudden, I don't care. I'm not here to watch the Emma Hamilton show. And while I understood that she was an integral part of his life, they go into her backstory, and I'm just like clawing my eyes out, like, shut up about her. I don't care. Where is Nelson? Why are we doing this? I mean, there's one episode where I think Horatio Nelson is mentioned at the very beginning and at the very end, and the rest of it's Emma Hamilton's entire story about her life. And they get into it, and they're talking about, how Emma Hamilton, was very promiscuous. But, that's not really fair to her and all this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, sounds like something done on purpose, LOL. They usually put these parts regardless of how bad the real person was to make you, like, get attached to the nonsense. Dude, it's what it is for me, D. Yes, there is one episode of her life. I skipped that. Dude, but it's not just that. Even after you get past the one episode about her life, they go back and spend extensive times in the later episodes on her. I'm like, can I get the Trafalgar? Please? Can I please get... Where is Trafalgar? And Emma Hamilton bought all kinds of new vases. I don't care. I just don't care. And they're like... And he was very... And then... They feel like they have to mention that him and her basically own a home. Him and the mistress own a home or I'm not even sure if they own a home, but the home is where the three of them basically stay. This guy who's married to Emma Hamilton herself, and Horatio Nelson are all staying in this like one house, and there's pictures of Horatio Nelson going down one side and pictures of Emma Hamilton going down the other side, and it's just picture on picture. And I'm like, what has this got to do with the cost of tea in China, A, and B, what in the hell are we even talking? And then on top of it, they go into how, even though she's a promiscuous kind of really, what do you guys call them? Slags? Even though she's very promiscuous, she's believed to have been in the red light district. She's believed to have been in all these different shows and stuff like that where you could pay to, after whatever, right? They go, well, the view on her is so misogynistic. And I'm like, oh, God. When is Horatio Nelson coming back? Where did he go? I feel like I'm Fanny waiting for Horatio Nelson to come back to the fucking story. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm out there on the Widow. What is that? The Widow's Peak, where they, or whatever it is, they're watching out over the sea. The little, and I'm waiting. Where the flip is Horatio Nelson? Where is he? This is a story about Horatio Nelson without any Horatio Nelson, and I'm just like, it just dragged me out. And every time they started to get into something good, they dragged you back out to go back into these stories about characters that nobody could have cared less about, to address modern day sensibilities, is my best way to put it. Also, you have to think about feminist audience. They will never watch it. He went on vacation. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying because this was the old times, D, right? So this is the old times of like the old wooden boats and everything else like that. So when he goes out to sea, he goes out to sea for like months or maybe even years at a time. If he has to go out to go blockade the French, right? He's gone at one point for like 2 years at the time, right? At that time, right? I feel like I'm his wife standing there on the actual, like, on the beach with a pair of binoculars looking for him. Like, where is Horatio Nelson in the story? And everywhere out there, all I see is Emma Hamilton or some other character that doesn't really matter at all. And the ending, the worst part about it all is that the ending is really, really touching. It's a really good end, right? When they bring him down below decks, he's having these emotional moments, with his closest officer, right, who's down there, his second in command, and he's telling him all these things, and they've won the battle now, and he gets to hear that they've won the battle, and everything's going, now well, right, even though he's lying there dying on the actual, surgeon's table, I guess, for lack of better terms. But in order to get through that, I had to slog through 9.5 hours of I don't even know what. And there were really good moments throughout. There were so many good moments throughout that were like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, about the battles, about who he was up against, about the lack of the training in Napoleon's navy, right? And about their inexperience, and about how they go up and they defeat the Dutch, right? It's the Dutch. I want to say it's the Dutch, the Danish, whatever, the Danes, right? He goes up and he defeats the Danes on an unbelievably skilled attack, right? And he's always putting himself at the front of the danger, and he's a heroic man. And we spend 15 minutes at a time here and there throughout the story talking about it. And the rest of it is like this Emma Hamilton and his opinions on slavery and all the bad things that you could possibly think of that he represents. And it's just like, this is the hero of England. Like, and the sad thing is that they even address the concept that he is like probably your best uncancelable hero, because he never did any of the real nasty negative things that you could cancel a person for. So you wanted to hear about misogyny and slavery, did you? Well, here's the Horatio Nelson story. Yes, that's exactly it, D. Misogyny, slavery, and some other person's wife. Okay. All right. Great. I'm like, where's the Battle of Trafalgar? And he's like, well, meanwhile, Emma Hamilton was. I'm like, I don't care. Where's the Battle of Trafalgar? Well, meanwhile, Emma Hamilton. I'm like, oh my God, I don't care. And I listened to the whole thing because I didn't want to miss. I didn't want to miss it because you just don't know where or when they're going to switch back into the actual gear and get into like a 15-minute section that is really good. His defeat of Napoleon's navy at the Nile, at the Battle of the Nile, is unbelievable, unbelievable. Um, like I said, his defeat of the Danes, and I just cherry picked the episodes. Oh, I watched the whole shebang, high, and the parts that were good were great, and then there was everything else. I was like, oh God, what is this? I couldn't, I don't know, I couldn't get past that, high. And then at the very end, what really sealed it for me was the two of them go, oh, and if you want to watch a wonderful documentary, watch the Ken Burns, and I know it's Ken Burns, and I can't think if it's the Revolutionary War or Civil War that he covers. It might be the American Revolution. I think he may cover multiple, but Ken Burns's documentary on the American Revolution was horrific. It was a woke nonsense. They are very knowledgeable. Oh no, brilliant men, hi, but with this weird armchair quarterback look on history, looking back and condemning a bunch of things that explaining away things that he wasn't responsible for, didn't do. Do you see what I'm saying? And all of the Ken Burns stuff, all of his documentaries are straight up like just wild, crazy, woke propaganda. That's all I can really explain that as. And they're praising one of his series at the end, and I'm like, okay, this explains this. I'm completely understanding now what is happening. Well, if they didn't, they would probably get in trouble. And that right there, that right there speaks to a country in terrible, terrible jeopardy of losing everything, of losing its own identity. Well, they aren't very knowledgeable. They have a narrative they are holding to. No, so D, I disagree. They are knowledgeable about Nelson. When they want to talk about Nelson, they're very knowledgeable. They're very detailed. They're very detailed. They're very in order of events. This is how it goes down. And in the battles that happen, it is losing its own identity. It is. That's the problem, right? The problem is the 6 episodes of filler nonsense. This could have been a 4-episode series on the life of Horatio Nelson. It could have actually probably been a 10-episode series about Horatio Nelson, going in depth into all of the things that he did and where he went and where he was stationed and any individual command that he may have held. And I was so just disappointed, I guess is the best way to put it. I was like, oh, I want to watch a show about Nelson, and I'm not getting a show about Nelson. I'm getting a show about everything else with just enough crumbs of Nelson to string me along another episode so I can see what he's going to do next time after I hear about all of the other stuff that nobody cares about. I mean, if you think it's so interesting, do a documentary on Emma Hamilton and find out how many people want to hear about her and her husband. Nobody cares. And that drove me insane. But other than that, I mean, like I said, there were good parts. There were a lot of good parts, but they were just few and far between, unfortunately. It felt like I had to dig through sludge to get to the good parts. Very knowledgeable guys, smart guys, and if not for the last 6 years or 7 years, maybe you have a knockdown, drag-out documentary of a lifetime, maybe the last 10 years, right? But it wasn't it. I was so excited too. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good." Because when I watch American history, I watch it and I try to catch the narrators that I know are going to give me what I want. The story about the person, about the battles, a little bit about their life sprinkled in, but not multiple episodes in which we just bag on him and slam on him and treat him like he's less than. I don't know. Treat him like you know, he's not just a normal figure of the time. Like he's somehow specially, individually bad for the things that he does, while making excuses for others, like I said, who just don't have that leeway. Because as soon as they go into her life, I'm like, oh, I know who she is. She's a money grubber. She is a person who climbed the ladder by any necessary possibility, right? By any necessary way to do so. She was just a promiscuous person. And to wonder if she ever actually cared about any of the men that she actually was with is hard to know. and here I am. I'm talking about it now because they talked about it for 3 episodes, so I had to hear her entire life story. Anyways, that was where it was. The Nelson parts were great. When we got to hear about Nelson and his escapades overseas and the things he was doing, the blockades, and how he was keeping the French Navy in check, and how he was trying to allow the French Navy like little outs, right? I agree. I agree. Every documentary has its bad bits. Every documentary has its rough parts, right? I don't know that every documentary has multiple episodes that you could have done without. And in this one here, you're looking up, out of the number of episodes that they had, probably 2 to 3 episodes worth of filler and nonsense that just didn't matter. Just did not matter in the least bit. And all for modern sensibilities. I think they're smart. I think they're intelligent. I think that they could have written a much better documentary had they stuck to and focused on Nelson. But that just wasn't it. That just wasn't what they did. I watched a little bit about their American Revolutionary War too, to see how they treated that. That was interesting. They were really kind of dismissive of how Americans might have felt. Well, they're like, well, no one. They're like, well, the Americans were upset about not being represented. Well, no one was really represented. I was like, I mean, yes and no, right? Like, the representatives were all from England, so they were representing the people in England's best interests, right? But maybe try the Roman Conquest documentary. From my knowledge, 1 year ago, listened to it. It's good, but I don't know. No, after all your complaints. Look, I would suggest to anyone who thinks maybe I'm being a little over critiqued of it, go listen to it yourself. Go in there and listen to it yourself. You know what the thing is that a good documentary can do? For me, the example I gave was like that one episode where it's A Harvest of Victory is what it's called, right? And it's about the American Revolutionary War. I can go back and I can watch that entire series. It moves along and keeps talking about, all the different battles and the war itself and how things are going on the home front and how things are progressing in England. I did only listen to the battles. See, so Sahai is watching woke stuff. Well, so what he's saying is, no, he said, oh yes, I love woke stuff. No, what he's saying, Diaz, is that he basically skipped over those parts and basically just went to wherever Nelson's battles were, right? And if you do that, yeah, the documentary's great. If you listened to the parts that Hai's talking about, basically the battles and even maybe the blockades and the different plans that he had, like he purposely tried to blockade the French at like an angle or like a certain area, but leave them also like a way out to try to get them to come out of the harbor at one point. So that way there he could kind of trap and destroy the fleet without having to deal with any coastal batteries or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? There's lots of good stuff in the documentary. I'm not saying the documentary is complete garbage. It's just that there was so much of the filler that it ruins it if you don't have time to skip through. And that's the problem too for me, High, is that when I'm listening to stuff, I'm usually at work. So I'm at work and I'll put the the earplugs in and I'll listen. And that's when I'll check out my podcasts and my documentaries and stuff like that. And so I don't really have the ability, though, because I'm working at that point. I don't really have the ability to go in and push forward on it or whatever. The battles in his early life are the only important bits you need to listen to. Yeah, I'd agree, Hi. I'd agree. Who knew how High was woke? Let's look at this. Don't rush to get off. You play as long as you want. Well, baby girl, this has been over. The actual episode is over. We're just discussing a documentary that was suggested to me. Yeah, at this point here. So basically, I would have to skip 90% of the stuff. It's not 90, D. It's about 70% of it is good. 70% of the actual, I would say 70% is probably really good, D. He isn't playing, he's talking. It's because there is like 8 to 10 episodes. I want to say maybe there's 10 episodes. 9, 10. There was one I couldn't get at the very end because they were like, well, if you want to listen to this last one, you have to subscribe, or not subscribe, but join us or something like that. And I was like, I'm not doing all that. Oh, sorry. No, you're fine, baby girl. Don't worry. We would have kicked him out sooner. Ma'am. I figured I kind of had time, baby girl, because you were talking about how you wanted to do some crocheting and knitting. So I kind of figured I had some time. 10 episodes, around 1 hour each. And that's what I'm saying. So basically about 2.5 episodes you could have done out without. So basically, I think, D, about 75% of it is good. It talks about his early life, which you wouldn't get out of a high view or overall view usually documentary. Like, they go in pretty depth detail. They start off with him being a midshipman. They talk about the relationships he forms and about the people that he meets, and the admirals and captains and stuff that he looks up to and realizes who is good and who is useless. You know what I'm saying? And like 75% of it is really good stuff. It's just the 25% get sprinkled in there throughout, and it's just like, oh. So what's the name of this documentary? God. Let me see if I can find it. 'Cause I had it here. I've looked at so much stuff since then, unfortunately. It's The Rest is History. So LLPS, The Rest is History is the YouTube channel, and the documentary is about Lord Nelson, or whatever you want to call him, Admiral Nelson, whatever. But the rest is history. It's two Englishmen. Like I said, just I like history without navel gazing. I like history without armchair quarterback, and I like history without having to look back using a modern lens to see things through. So. Episodes. So what's the name of this documentary? I can post the good non-weird episodes on the chat if you want. Yeah, you can do that, Hi. Yeah. I mean, I would certainly suggest posting the good episodes, Hi. Like I said. And like I said, I mean, if you watch just the good episodes, you'd have a much more positive look at this documentary. How you can post in Discord. It won't disappear so soon. I will do that. Okay. I'll probably post something about stuff I watch only, but later I can pin it as well. Well, you can do that, or you could even, if you guys want to, if you guys can set up another channel, you could set up a channel, historical documentaries or videos worth watching. You could even call it whatever you guys want to do. I don't care. Y'all basically run my Discord, and I love it. So you guys do a lot of good stuff in there. So. But yeah, I was disappointed, and if I just watched the good part, if I had put in a list of just the good parts, I would have absolutely watched it. and probably been thrilled, probably been absolutely thrilled, because it is a cool look into a hero, and that's the point that we have to get across, is that this man is a hero. He's the one who basically brings Napoleon to his knees. Without Nelson, you may not have the victories that you have. I'm not sure, even if you do have the victories that you have, are they as one-sided as he makes them? I don't think so. And it's because of that stranglehold that Nelson puts on through the blockades and through the victories that he has, that other countries start to come around to trading with England, because they need to trade with England, or make treaties with England at least, to kind of sidestep the blockade, because, otherwise you're not getting goods out at all. You guys post good stuff there. Good thing Jiffy doesn't control what I post. But I think it filters the good people, though. I mean, like I said, Dia, I don't really pay too close attention to what y'all post. Y'all seem to post normal stuff. Every once in a while, I see some IRL pictures of stuff in places, and I think that's super cool. Y'all take pictures of cats, dogs, whatever, scenic pictures, and you put those in the IRLs, and then I see the the different documentaries or videos and stuff like that you guys post. I love that stuff. I think that's great. I think that's great for the community. I think that's great for y'all. And it's good for me too, because every once in a while, I would not have seen this documentary if not for that, right? So he doesn't have an Instagram account, so he can't see those, which is probably for the best. What's happening on Instagram? What are you talking about? I don't have an Instagram account. That is true, though. I'm not on the gram. Is that what they call it now? Oh, good stuff. But like I said, had I only seen the good episodes, I'd have been thrilled. I'd have been absolutely thrilled. And I wish I hadn't said anything before people, if people actually wanted to see it, if people actually wanted to see the documentary ahead of time. I wish I really hadn't said all this that I've said now, because I certainly don't want people to go in there looking for the items that I'm talking about and go, oh, there it is, and get this kind of, what do they call it, confirmation bias, because you find the thing that I'm talking about and you're like, oh, you know what? Because some people would have missed it altogether and been like, whatever, don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to ruin people's parade. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to shit on people's parade. What would I think, hi? If I see BS or lies, I will say it. Anyways, probably should let you go, and I will send the good episodes. It's not for the best. He would have seen the peak information. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys are right, and I'm gonna head on out. Like I said, there's a lot of good documentaries. I if I can find some of them, I will try to post the maybe either a link or something like that to some of the really good documentaries that I come across. I watch a lot of, or I shouldn't say I watch. I listen to a lot of YouTube documentaries. A lot of stuff on World War II. A lot of stuff on Civil War, on the American Civil War, I should say, because when you say Civil War, well, who's Civil War, right? A lot of stuff on the American Revolution. I don't really get into World War One. That's kind of boring to me. I don't feel like there's a ton of tactics there. It just seems like get out of the trench, charge, die. Okay, we lost 10,000 men today. Hooray! But we got 10 meters of space. It's like, okay. Well, that sounds like you just throwing men at a wall almost. And then the Vietnam War, I don't really get into. Korea, I don't really get into. It's not too terribly much. But I don't really get into the Gulf War either. Not too much of any of that stuff. So, but yeah, I think there's a lot of good documentaries out there, and I think if we could share them with each other in the Discord, I think that'd be great. I mean, people would love to see good stuff, I think, right? Or at least listen to good stuff that you may not have heard. So, But yeah, let me just catch a chat real quick, and then I'll bump out. It's not for the best. He probably would have seen the peak information. I post information from sources like the last rabbi I posted. He says stuff like that publicly because God's chosen person. I don't know what that means. Oh, he says stuff like it's not for the best. He would have seen the peak information. I see. Have a good evening, then, guys. Have a good evening. Hi. Enjoy the rest of your evening, buddy. Thanks for joining us, of course, man. Oh, God, it's got to be getting late for you. Yeah, it's already 3 p.m. World War One and Vietnam is interesting, but you got to chew the hard stuff. Yeah, and I don't know. There's certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like the introduction of the air cav, that's very interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? And the first few battles that they have, the wins and losses, because, you know, even after the win at, God, where is it? Their first win, even after the first win, as they're leaving out, they actually get ambushed by the Viet Cong and get absolutely rocked. The group that doesn't actually get airlifted out, the air cav soldiers that don't get airlifted out, end up getting ambushed and set upon, and the Viet Cong do get their, or not even Viet Cong, I guess, really, right? Because it's, well, yeah, I guess it was all Viet Cong there, right, in the South at that time. It wasn't the Northern V, or not. It wasn't the NVA at that time, but yeah. But yeah, I will. On that note, there, I will let everyone go and do the things that they want to do. I have enjoyed all of you immensely, as always. Like I said, thank you all for joining. I'm trying to remember how I do my outro. Anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of Warthunder with Jiffy. If you like what I do, throw me a like, a subscribe, come say hey in the chat, come run a few rounds with us. I hope I didn't upset High by critiquing too hard on that documentary, D. I didn't mean to be as negative as I came off. So I hope he didn't leave upset at me. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it. Oh, one last thing. Well, maturing is realizing Vietnam and World War One wasn't heroic, and it was just onslaught. Right, it was slaughter, really. Vietnam and World War One were basically slaughter. Yeah, and I agree, D. There's nothing heroic. There's nothing fanciful. There's nothing that you can really go, oh, well, this was, you know, for the betterment of humanity or anything like that. It was just a disaster. So, but anyways, guys, that is going to do it for me today. I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye-bye for now.